What's going on, guys? gtaonline here, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to show you can make millions completely solo using the Nightclub, so let's get into it. So, first things first, in the Nightclub, we need to buy one and add an upgrade to it. The location doesn't really matter. I went with one up towards the top of the city, just for purposes of selling out in Sandy. Sometimes it gives you missions out there, other times it'll be in the city, so it doesn't really matter. I believe the cheapest one is either this one here or this one here. They're both about 1.1 mil. When buying a Nightclub though, the only upgrade we want to do is the storage level 5. This will allow you to store more goods in your Nightclub, meaning you can sell for a higher value and less often. Now, in terms of how the Nightclub actually works, you need to have other businesses that can make goods for your Nightclub. Now, we'll talk about which ones those are in a minute, but first I want to talk about the wall safe. As you can see, I have 206,000 in my wall safe and my popularity is maxed. That means that every day I'll make $50,000 completely passively in my wall safe, and I can collect it whenever I want, but I want to collect it before it hits 250k, that way it doesn't overflow. Now, in terms of the goods, or in terms of popularity, you can either promote your Nightclub, or sometimes switching up your DJ will also work, but the best thing is to do the Nightclub promotion missions and eject any troublemakers or deliver VIP home, like VIPs home. It doesn't take long. It took me like 15 minutes to take it from 0 to max popularity, so it's not bad at all. Now, in terms of warehouse management, we have our 5 technicians. You're going to want to hire all 5 of them, obviously. Now, this one is going to go in South American imports, which means you need a cocaine lockup to make those. This guy's going to go on pharmaceutical research, which means you need a methamphetamine lab to make those. This guy's going to be on sporting goods, which means you need a bunker. This guy is going to go to cargo and shipments, which means you need a special cargo warehouse. And this guy is going to go on cash creation, which means you need a counterfeit cash factory. Now, if you don't have all of them, like let's say you have like 3, maybe only hire 3 technicians and wait until you get the other 2 businesses to get these guys. And I would say that all of these businesses that are on here are worth to get. So I would go and get all 5 businesses and then get all 5 technicians. But anyways, like I said, if you don't have all of them, you didn't buy all the technicians. Those are the 5 best. You can do these ones, but there's really no point as they don't pay as much. So now let's talk about selling, but really quick. Obviously, equipment upgrade, staff upgrade. If you watch me for a long time, you know those are always essential because they increase value and productivity. Security upgrade is kind of decent in this one. You don't really need it, but my Nightclub does get raided kind of a lot, so it might be worth. Anyways, though, for selling goods, we have a couple of options. We can sell it by a certain cargo type. We can do these like certain ones here, or we can just sell everything. Now, I don't do these because they don't really increase the value, and it forces you to make things like organic produce or printing and copying, which is weed and document forgery. And the thing with those is they don't pay as much, and there's no bonus for these as far as I'm aware, so there's really no reason to do them. I always do sell all goods. Now, when selling, you want to make sure your value in your Nightclub is at least 1.1 million because Tony will take a 10% cut. However, if his cut is worth more than 100k, he'll only take 100k. So if you sell for 1.1 mil or more, he won't actually take 10%, and the more value you have, the more it'll sell for. Now, I could wait for my cargo and shipments and my sporting goods to reach capacity, but everything else is already maxed, so I'm going to sell now. That way, they can keep making more products. So, I'm going to just show you guys a sell mission, and we'll go from there. Alright, so when selling, you'll either get the Speedo custom van, a mule custom, or if you sell a lot like I am, 1.5 mil, you'll get this pounder custom. Now, there are some weapons on this, as you can see, but it's not really necessary if you're selling in a solo lobby, which I do because I don't want to have to deal with griefers. But if you want to sell in a public lobby, since there's only one vehicle, if you have any friends, you can easily do it like with them protecting you. But as a solo, I'd rather just sell in a invite-only lobby, so I don't have to worry about protecting myself because the upgrades you put on this thing really aren't that great. Anyways, for this mission, it's pretty easy. We're just going around to these different drop-offs and dropping off cargo. There's like 2 missions like this. There's one where you gotta find like a guy in an area. You'll look for an orange pickup truck, he'll be there. There's ones where you gotta like you gotta like follow a helicopter to the drop-off. There's another one where you like go to the shore and then you pick up your vehicle with the cargo bomb and then you bring it to a barge. They're all super easy. There's not really anyone that's particularly hard. Especially if you're selling completely solo. So it's really not that necessary that I show you this, but I'm just kind of showing you guys the mission to show you how much I make and how much Tony takes as a cut. So I'll probably go ahead and just speed through the rest of this. And there it is, simply just like that. That's all you gotta do for at least this mission, but most of them are pretty simple like this. We get 1.4 million as we sold for 1.5. Tony's laundering cut is 100,000, so we lose out on that, but still 1.4 mil is way better than it would have been if we had sold for less value. Anyways guys, that's gonna do it for today's video on the solo guide for the nightclub. If you guys found it enjoyable, helpful, please leave a like. If you didn't like it, leave a dislike. Remember, I have a Discord server you can join. Subscribe for more content, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.